Well, the year 2026 is unlike any year we have ever seen in our entire lives. Is there the World War III going to happen? Based on the previous video I have actually made on the Economist 2026 cover, I'll put it down in the description, you can go and watch. We can say for sure there are a lot of tensions going to happen. Of course, it's not possible to predict anything precisely, but economists cover will tell you what the government's plans actually are based on what the powerful people economists want to actually do. It's like not a conspiracy theory, it's actually the truth. And I put it down in the description, the video I made on that. You can go and check that one out in the channel. Let's be honest, what will happen exactly at the precise time, it's not clearly shown yet. But there are, let's say, definite, evidence that this year would be the new world order. The US is trying to make the dollar as precious and as valuable as possible, but Russia is not going to make it happen. That's why Donald Trump and Putin, they don't get along very well. They are trying to fight over the power because they're not gonna give up. It's like the ego, and they're trying to keep up with this kind of thing. But you might be curious, like, hey, Momo, what will happen? Well, let me be honest with you. China is also involved in this. The things that I say are based on the obvious, evidence. I'm not gonna give you some random things. If I don't know, I would say, well, I don't exactly know. I'm not Nostradamus. I cannot predict the future. But based on what we have, AI is going to actually happen. Neuralink is going to be chipped inside the brain by Elon, and it's told that the people who receive the Neuralink can control the devices. But that Neuralink is also a receiver, right? So they can also implant it in your brain, so they can also control your brain. So it's a sender and a receiver. They tell you that you're going to control that, but it's possible that that is going to also control you. So you need to be precise, because these things are not precisely, controlled yet. And sometimes it's scary, because the rising tension, we have all these powerful nations and countries: China, Russia, and the US. Of course, they took over the Venezuela. If you can see the news, US took the Venezuela, and if you count it for real, I mean, look, they have violated all the rules that ever existed. US is flying over one country, which is Venezuela. They're bombarding them, and they're taking the supreme leader, the people in charge, as hostage. This is crime, international crime, done under the supervision of Trump. If you look at it, you see why it's really wild. If one person does any of these things, he will be ending up in the prison. But Trump is breaking all the rules, international rules, by the way. But he's in the White House. Why does he get to do that? Just because he's a president? No. It's not just because he's a president. He is a showman. He has some people behind him, like the Jews that are rich, that control the finances, the Israel. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's the truth. They are really powerful, and through their power, they put the president where they want. And through the president, they get what they want. Why? Because they have the resources. They shape this thing. The US is being run by the Jews. Everybody knows that. And it's the obvious thing. So, long story short, if you want to be thinking, you're gonna be sure that there are some tensions. You have seen the news, especially with the Venezuela. It has some of the largest oil reservoirs in the whole world. So US is taking over that. Presumably, it's worth trillions of dollars, not billions, but trillions of dollars. So they are stealing one other country's natural resources, which is the oil reservoirs, which belong to the citizens of that country or the government of that country. But they intervene and they say, yeah, we take over. And nothing happens. If I want to be honest with you, I would say that this year is going to be a surprise, and it's going to be in history for a long period of time, because AI is going to be like pushing everything, and it's going to be exploiting a lot of people, and there will be a lot of tension and wars. You have seen that they have been bombarding, they have been sending troops, like allegedly right now the US has received fundings from the Europe, billions of dollars, to sell them the guns. US makes the guns, make some of the strongest air force and weapons, and they sell these things, all legal by the way, legally, to the Europe, and they put it right there because there are conflicts of Ukraine and Russia, so on and so forth. There are a lot of tensions these days. What will happen at the end is not yet clear. I don't want to give you false hopes or any false news, because we will understand what happens when it's already happened. They don't come and announce. It's like there are two sides. There are like two enemies. One is going to attack the other one. They're not gonna say, hello, I'm going to attack you at this time. They're not gonna do that. It's like, boom, at the element of surprise. All of a sudden, at the 11th hour, they would just do it. And you will understand after it's done. It's like the war, okay? It's not like they're gonna tell you what they're gonna do. So we cannot say for sure. Whoever tells you that they know for sure is just nonsense. They just try to give you something that you want to hear. They're just gonna give you some clickbait style fake news. But all we can say is that beginning of the year, this is going on. So there will be a lot of consequences, because you cannot go to Venezuela, you cannot take the oil and pretend like nothing happened. All these countries, Russia is going to be also involved. The Vladimir Putin, he's much stronger than Trump. Financially, he's stronger. He controls a much bigger reservoir of tons of gold. That's why the gold is becoming more expensive year after year. Every single year it doubles, sometimes quadruples. Why? Because they have some of the biggest reservoirs, and they control the economy. Okay, there is the inflation because of the fact that in Ukraine some of the fields do not actually work, and there's the war and everything. But if I want to leave you one thing to keep from this video, is that read between the lines, think beyond what you see on the news, because what you see is what they want you to see. All this news, all this kind of expensive narration, expensive cameras, studios, people sitting right there, reporters, they don't work for the sake of God. They're monetizing off that. Why are they doing these things? Because they are deciding so that you would see this thing. That's the picture of the Matrix. You're seeing something that they want you to see. It's not that they care about you, that they want you to know all the news. It's about what they pre-select to be mass-produced so people can see. That's why the news are the most stressful kind of things. They try to feed you those things. Why? Because when you get sick, when you are not, let's say, doing the best, you would be heavily dependent on pharmaceutical. And the big brands can profit off you. Like Pfizer, this kind of vaccines, this kind of drugs. They would benefit from a weak society, that they can get the finances, and it's like the cash flow that happens. You can argue all you want. You're welcome to shoot let's say arguments and the questions you have, I would gladly welcome them in the comment section. But you should understand that it's bigger than what you see. You should get to this knowledge that there are some aspects that we don't know precisely. And we cannot be so sure on why they're doing this kind of things, because there is a bigger image. It's like a piece of the puzzle that is not yet shown. Because they are doing the new world order. They want to make the dollar again strong and everything. They are trying to do all these things, and Trump is just a character that they put up there as a showman to do what they want. It's not that he's deciding it, other people are deciding it. The rich people, the influential people, they are deciding, and through him, they're making it happen. They're their friends and everything, but they don't want to be shown, of course not. If you like the video, smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, let me know what you guys think, and I would welcome any comments in the comment section. And yeah, you can also check for the Economist kind of journal analysis that I have in the channel, because there's gonna be a lot of tension this year, like wars, tanks, robot kind of war machines. And if you combine war with robots, it's next level. It's something like we have never seen before. It's a deadly integration. So all in all, I hope that you liked the video, and see you guys in the next one.